Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. So, in this video, I want to present my research proposal. First of all, I want to introduce myself. My name is Lale Agisna Hayatin Nasuha. I am a student of English Education Program at University of Mataram. And on these occasions, I would like to present my research proposal entitled Transitivity in English Context, a study on junior high school English textbooks. And in this presentation, I would like to explain the background of study, the research problem, research question, research objectives, literature review, theoretical framework, research methodology, and the conclusion. So we move to the first slide. Okay, first we start from the background of the study. English learning at the junior high school level requires students to master various types of text, one of which is recount text. Recount text is used to retell the story or experience in the past events in a chronological order. And in the classroom practice, English textbooks play a very important role because they serve as the main learning source for students. And through textbooks, students learn not only the structure of the text but also how language is used to convey the meaning. Within the framework of system functional linguistics, language is viewed as a system of meaning. One important system in system functional linguistics, which explain how experience is represented through process, participants, and circumstance, is transitivity. Therefore, analyzing transitivity in context is important to understand how experiential meaning is constructed in English textbook. Next, we move to research problem. Ideally, recount text in junior high school English textbook should not only follow the generic structure of the genre, but also present appropriate transitivity patterns. This includes the balanced use process types, participants, and circumstance. However, in reality, there is a possibility that the representation of transitivity elements in the text is not fully consistent with system functional linguistic principles. Certain processes might dominate while others appear less frequently. This condition may affect students' understanding of meaning and sentence structure. Based on this gap, this research focused on analyzing transitivity in context found in junior high school English textbook. Next, based on the research problem, the study formulates three research questions. The first one is what types of transitivity process appear in context in junior high school English textbooks? The second question is who the participants are and what types of circumstances appear in the context. And the last question is how the patterns of process, participants, and circumstance represent experimental meaning in the text. So, in line with the research questions, the objectives of this study are as follows. First, to describe the types of transitivity processes found in context in junior high school English textbook. And the second one is to identify the participants and circumstance realized in context clauses. And the last one is to analyze how the distribution of transitivity elements represents the meaning of experience in the text. Okay, we move to the next slide. It's about literature review. So this study is grounded in systemic functional linguistics according to M.A.K. Halliday. Transitivity is part of the ideational metafunction which focuses on how language represents human experience. So transitivity consists of the three main components, namely process, participants, and circumstance. Each clause expresses what is happening, who is involved, and under what conditions. In addition, recontext is a genre that retells past events and is commonly characterized by the use of past tense verbs, chronological order, and material processes. Okay, in the theoretical framework of this study is based on systemic functional linguistics with Halliday's transitivity system as the main analytic framework. So the study analyzed six types of process: material, mental, relational, verbal, behavioral, and existential. These processes are examined together with their participants and circumstance. Genre theory supports this framework by explaining the social purpose, structure, and linguistic features of recontext, while textbook discourse perspective use textbook as pedagogical tools that shape students' understanding of experience. Okay, we move to the research design and participants. This study employs a descriptive qualitative approach because the focus is on meaning and interpretation rather than numerical measurement, and the research design use is content analysis, which allows the researchers to systematically analyze linguistic features in the text. There are no human participants in the study. The object of analysis is recontext taken from the English textbooks English for Nusantara grade 8 used at the junior high school level. Okay, in the data collection methods, the data were collected through several steps. The first is I will identify recontext in the textbooks. The second one is I will select texts were transcribed into an analysis corpus. The third one is the texts were segmented into clauses. And the last one, each clause was coded based on its process types, participants, and circumstance. Okay, for the data analysis, after the data were collected, data analysis was conducted through several stages. First is data reduction was carried out by selecting relevant clauses, and the second one is the data were classified based on process types, participants, and circumstance, and the third one is I will interpret the emerging patterns using transitivity theory, and finally I will conclusions were drawn based on the representation of the data, and the conclusion is this study aims to investigate how transitivity is realized in context in junior high school English textbooks. The findings are expected to reveal dominant transitivity patterns and explain how experiential meaning is constructed in the text. And the study is expected to contribute theoretically to systemic functional linguistic studies and practically to improving the quality of English textbooks and teaching of context at the junior high school level. Maybe that's all for my presentations. Thank you very much for your attention. I will be happy to receive any questions, suggestion, or feedback. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.